the Owls?
Dusty May has
done
such a good job. And again, watching how he deals with those, he's got some shit to him. But, those kids, obviously, some of them had a chance to go elsewhere and didn't and stayed at that level. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Down the road, could Dusty May be the coach of the Indiana Hoosiers?
Sure. I mean, he was an Indiana manager. Mike Woodson, 66 years old, I think, 67 maybe turning. Indiana is also a place right now. It's funny because everybody was killing me when
Shocker.
When Indiana got in as like what were they, 4 or 5 seed.
The fact you're alive.
Everybody was like, oh, look, you compared him to Juwan Howard, you idiot, because Juwan Howard's not doing well, and Mike Woodson was. And I'm like, no, look at Juwan Howard's second year. He went to the Elite Eight and had a chance to go to the Final Four. He's struggled the last couple of years. Woodson could do the same thing without an Elite Eight appearance. Like, that's the difference is Woodson got to the second round. Last year, got to won the first 4, blown out by Randy Bennett in the first round. So we'll see where this program, they're going to lose Jalen Jafino, Trace, Race.
You're going to have to rebuild. You're going to have to rebuild. And here's the thing about Indiana is we're going to find out whether or not Mike Woodson is cut out for college basketball in 2023 this offseason. Because you have to rebuild the roster every year. You're going to have to do it. That's what you have to do in the modern game.
You just said it. The modern game. It's not that, right, it's rebuilding the roster in a way that you can win, not in a way that every Big Ten rebuilds the roster.
But here's the other thing. Today's episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play college basketball pick'em, where you can get a little extra sweat during March Madness and win real cash prizes simply by picking player stats in this weekend's games. In Pick'em, all you do is predict whether a player will go higher or lower on Underdog's projected totals, whether that's points, rebounds, whatever. For example, if you're like me and you think Zach Edey is going to go nuts in this tournament, pick higher on his points projection, add up to 4 more picks, and if you hit them all, you can win 20 times your money on a single game. Underdog's slick mobile app is easy enough that dummies like Jeff Goodman have even figured it out. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app and use the code FIELD, F-I-E-L-D, and Underdog will match your deposit up to $100. Now is the time to get in on the madness. So remember, UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code FIELD. When we say the modern game, we're not talking about being able to coach it, because I believe that he's going to be able to coach it. Like,
sure.
Like, same thing with Juwan Howard. Yeah. Like, they're going to be able to coach this
they have
style
the respect. They have the respect.
And they coach in the NBA.
Correct.
Like,
what do kids want more than
anything? They know
anything.
X's and O's.
Right.
The issue is you got to be able to get the right dudes. You got to be able to get into the portal and figure it out. There's a level of hustle that it takes to be like. What did Muss say at the press conference? Eric Musselman, after the press conference yesterday, the last thing that he said before he signed off was, "We are, as soon as we get back to the locker room, we're going to start focusing on next year." Yeah. They're already dealing with that shit.
He's
now.
relentless. He's relentless.
But that's what if you're Mike Woodson, that's what you have to compete against.
He's not going to be relentless. He's
that's
just
why.
not.
That's why we're going to find out.
I don't think you have to be. I don't think if you're Mike Woodson, you have to be relentless, because you have NIL and the NBA, and you have some momentum. You have enough momentum. What you have to do is get shooters. You can't play 2 bigs like that. You cannot play 2 bigs. You cannot, like Malik Renew needs another big that can space it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need another plot. And Malik might be able to space it a little bit too, better than Race or Trace. So I think these days, that's what Danny Hurley did, right? He did it. Sonogo, not a guy that, I know he can make some threes. That's not what you want from him, right? You got him back and basically with the thought of, hey, you know what, I'll give you more freedom. If you come back, I'll give you some freedom.
But it worked. It worked.
Of course it did.
It worked.